Hey, what's poppin' guys? It's Walt and back with another video, and today's Monday. That means tournament day, and so I'm going to run through a lot today because just for this week I'm going to put together week 2 and week 3 of the Smogtour since I am behind in schedule. So there's a lot to get to, so I'm not going to be chit-chatting a lot this time. Instead, I'm going to get straight into the battle. So for week 2, this is Gen 7 OU. So we go by 876. So for this part, it's Gen 7 OU. It's I think I played on Friday, and I'm just going to show this battle against my opponent Esther 98. And look at his team, very threatening. Look at my team, very threatening. As you know, I have Mega Malwa in my team, the same old team. I'm trying to switch it up, so guys, just be patient with me because I have to take time to make the Pokemon. Besides, a lot of Pokemon I use, like basically the same Pokemon I use, are used across all generations, meaning that I am very familiar with it and I should not be afraid of any opponent. But I am going to make new Pokemon just for sure. I just want to get that out of the way. But anyways, let's get into the battle. Boom. Okay, so he's gonna lead off with Voltown. I'm gonna lead off with Hydreigon. He goes straight for Volt. Um, and then he votes into Tapu Fini. I just go for straight for the pause thinking I was faster, but nope. He probably his choice himself. I decided to switch on to Registeel because I can take any hit he goes for. He throws a Skull, he cannot get by me because it's under mystery terrain. Here he switches out into Ferrothorn. I'm just gonna set up my rock thing. No, I do go for Seismic Toss here, just to see if he could have taunt. Tapu Fini. But here I just decided to switch out into Mana Brothers in case he wants to, go for rocks, leech, whatever. Here I'm gonna switch out into Slowbro as he actually goes into Tyranitar. So wow, that is a beast prediction right there. But here he goes back to Ferrothorn. I also switch out because I'm thinking he's gonna go for Crunch Bandit maybe. So here we both get recovery damage, recovery, and then I go for Stealth Light. He goes to Leech. So pretty fair exchanging. I don't say so myself. Here I switch out into Slowbro as he goes into Landorus, and this is perfect because I go into Slowbro and he definitely didn't expect that. So he goes for U-turn, he gets a big crit, so that's unfortunate. As he goes back into Ferrothorn, I'm just going to go for Skull just to get some burn off on him. Here I think I go for Fire Blast, but I do miss that Fire Blast, and that Fire Blast is crucial because as you'll see, Ferrothorn would not be in the field. But anyway, he decided to switch on knowing that, so I decided to switch on Mammoth, so I think he's going to go to Landorus knowing that. But he goes to Hydro Pump on my incoming Hydreigon. I just think go switch out into Mammoth, expecting him to also switch. I go for Earthquake here because why not? I'm gonna do big damage, but he score and crits me, so that's very unfortunate, man. As I will Mega Evolve into Malwa, and he cannot burn me, so I'm just gonna knock off. Hopefully it kills. It does kill him off, so I'm happy about that. He goes to Landorus here. At this point, I'm going to Banner Buzz. He goes for Rocks, then he followed by Toxic, and here I'm just gonna Foul Play just to see how much it does. At this point, I think I do go for Defog here because he's gonna take Rockingham damage from me, but I'm hoping to eliminate the rocks, but I do go for Lucia instead, just to get back my health. Here I switch it out thinking he's gonna go for Stone Edge, but he goes for the Z power, and this is the gen that has the Z power. So he goes for Continental Crush, do not so much to my Registeel. Luckily I switch out. He goes in Country, does big damage. Unfortunately I do go for Seismic Toss. Here I think I'd switch up and move to T-Wave just because I want to get some T-Wave on his T-Type, since T-Type is pretty dynamic. Here is why I say it's home point, because Ferrothorn would not be here right now, so I would not be taking Leech, or be not taking Rocky Helmet from him, or Iron Barbs. I'll just be doing good and I still have my thing. Here he over predicts me, very nice, and goes for a Power Whip, expecting my Slowbro to come in, knocks me out. Good for him. I go for SD here, and as you can see here, he goes for Leech. I don't think that really matters because I just go knock off. It doesn't matter, see, there you go. I take more chip here, and he's able to just hit me more damage and get more Leech. So Ferrothorn being here is just a hassle. Now I take Iron Bob damage, I die, and my Malwa is just like useless at this point. Here going to Mana Buzz, I know I already lost. I'm going to Registeel, he just goes for Volt. Volt kills me and goes into Landorus. I go into Mana Buzz and it's not looking really good at this point. He goes for a U-turn, not sure why, because he knows I have like the helmet attached, so he dies to that, but I think it gives him a switch energy. Go to Tyranitar here. Here, I think go Hydreigon, because at this point what can I do? He goes for Stone Edge, knocks me out, and I said GG, so I said good luck to him. He said GG, thanks. And that just ends my round 1 of 7 Gen OU. So that means I was eliminated, and I have to move on to the next day because you're given 2 chances per week. So let's just move on to the next day. So the next day, I was like, alright, whatever. I lost the last round. Let me just switch up here, and I actually stayed with the same team because I was pretty confident. I did pretty well last one, barring the hacking, but this game, I was like, I might actually do well if there's no hacks, because hacks just happens. You just can't control it. But my opponent this time goes by the name Nelson, so shout out to you, my guy. Anyways, his team looks very threatening. My team looks very threatening, as you already know, as you saw in the last game. Let's just play this and see how we do. Here, I'm going to register as he goes to vote, and he just goes straight for trick, and good for him as I get rocks. He goes for a Rollo on my incoming Hydreigon, then he followed with a Volt, which means he's still faster than me, which is like, what? I go for a Dark Pulse, forgetting that he has Magneto in the back, so here he goes for Ice Beam on my incoming Ice Register. He stays in while I just go for Seismic Talk. The fact that I'm faster than him is just wow. So he goes to Volt, he Volt into his Tornadoes. I knew he was going to go for Defox, so I'm going to switch into my main front. Let him go for U-turn. I wasn't going to go for Ice Shard because he could always switch in more times. So I go to power as you saw there, and that did big damage. He will risk to my incoming Hydreigon, and he followed by a Volt switch. He switches into his Tornadoes, and I'm just going to Dark Pulse and come to see how much it does. He goes straight for a Hurricane, which is surprising, but it didn't do anything, so he takes some chip from my Rocket Helmet. As I just boost that off, no power. Mediacom serves no threat to me because I have a Big Bird, I think, in this team. Yeah, to go for Big Bird, that's big damage. I wish I had used Foul Play instead, because now we both die. I could have survived that, honestly. But here, he goes into Tornado, goes full blown, he goes to Hurricane directly. He hits, obviously. I try to get some burn health and don't. I know I can take a Hurricane again, so I'm going to switch on to Registeel, who can take anything. He goes for U-turn after that. I've set my rocks as he goes into Greninja. He goes to Hydro Pump. I think I just switched it out here, expect him to be locked into Hydro Pump since he did so much. And here I just go for the Z move just to make sure to knock out his Tornado if he wants to stay it. But he goes through to Rotom dies. I followed by a Sidekick as he just goes for Defox. So this is looking real good for me as he just goes for a Dark Pulse on my Register. He goes for 2 Dark Pulse and flinches me, unfortunately. I'm going to let him get the Battle Bond, I don't mind. It's going to be stronger, but he's locked into Dark Pulse. I'm going to go to Mawile here. I'm just going to Mega Evolve, go to Iron Head and knock him out. He locked himself into Hydro Pump. That does a lot. I'm going to Slow Blow, I know to live that. But he does miss, so we don't even know if that will actually kill me. I go for Skull, he gets burned, he goes Hydro Pump, and that did 48%, so yeah, 200 Pump would definitely take me out. But anyways, at this point, he has his way, and he knocks me out. I get my Triggering Effect. I go into a Mammoth Swine, and obviously I'm going to go for Ice Hero Crash, knocks him out. He goes into Greninja, goes for Water Shuriken, it would knock me out. So he actually made this a really close game, so props to him. I go into Mawile, as I know Water Shuriken won't kill me. As I am like full life, so I'm gonna go for T-Punch, which is a 100% accuracy move, and that will knock him out and eliminate my guy Nelson. So we move on to round 2, guys. I told you this team works. So round 2, so this one is actually quite interesting because my opponent goes by the Albagansi, and I played him many times, so he's a great player. I already know he's a good player. And the thing about this is that he actually, I'm pretty sure, my opponent. Right, correct me if I'm wrong. Right, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong. But you bought your chance in all these Pokemon because you expect me to bring out my old original team. And while I do have some original Pokemon here, I did change it a little bit, and I made it super RU. So as you can see, I have a Champ and have Dragalge. So and all the rest of my mons, even Donphan is like RU. So let's see how I do. I mean, I was expecting to bring a different team, not a stall. But since I do have a Champ and I do have a knockoff Donphan, I can definitely take care of this Chansey. So let's see how I do. This is going to be one of the more interesting games. Let's see if I move on to round 3. But let's get it. Alright, so I lead off my Champ. He lead off with his... I'm actually slow on this one. He actually lead off with, what's the guy name? Seismic Toll, right? So I just go to a Dynamic Punch because even if he brings in Zapdos, which he does now, at least I get him confused. He goes to Mawile and boom, I will predict him and I go straight for Dynamic Punch again, expecting to switch out. Goes right into Zapdos. I decided to go for Bullet Punch because I am a very slow Machamp, so he might actually be fast and he might actually sack him. So here I decided to switch into Registeel as he just goes for a Volt Switch. Volt Switch back into his Smogtour. I don't know what Smogtour this is, but he reveals that he just goes straight for EQ, which does big damage. So I'm expecting to be all physical, but I switch out here as he just goes for Rock. So he's a mix setup plus whatever. He goes into H1, which is a fair play because he wasn't expecting to go for Skull. It didn't make sense since he had what he told. But here I do get Sidekick off of him. And with a special defense drop, I go for a Skull, and he's able to get off for Toxic, but unfortunately missed. He goes to a check here, unfortunately for him. Here I decided to just stick with the Skull because I'm pretty sure he's not going to switch into the Water Absorb. I mean, he's already full life, so what's the point? So he goes into Superior Double Switch as I did switch into Machamp, but Machamp is a Assault Fist, so I can definitely take his Leaf Storm. I go for Dynamic Punch here. Unfortunately, I do take the chip every single time, especially with the switching from Rocks. Here he goes for Roost, and unfortunately he gets it because no. So I expect him to get that, so I go for Dynamic Punch again. I actually expect him to switch out, but he goes for Roost again, and unfortunately for me that was a Dynamic Punch to the face. Now I switch on move to Stone Edge, and that does a lot. Here he goes for Roost, and hopefully I hit him with the Dynamic Punch through the Paralyze, but I don't, man, because he would have been super effective since he's on ground, I think. Unfortunately, I die, so he goes into Seismic Toe. I just switch in as I go into my Slowbro. Here he switches out into Superior, knowing he got the full advantage, but I go for that big Sidekick. Unfortunately, I evade his special defense. Here I go to Dragalge as he just synthesis and recovers back up. He goes into a Seismic Toe because he knows that a Leaf will not do anything to me. He's not 4-time resisted. I go for Slug Wave, hoping for that poison. I don't get the poison. He goes for Earthquake on my incoming Slowbro. That does only 25%, still a lot. But he goes in Chansey here as I just Sidekick my way through. I go into Dolphin here because I want to take the full advantage while he goes softballs, and I want to go for knockoff. So hopefully he stays in. But he doesn't say it. He actually goes into his Zapdos, and I'm just going to knock off, and that should do, yeah. I don't expect him to Roost because he's probably expecting me to go for Earthquake, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for another knockoff, and then I'm going to follow up with the Ice Shot. He probably thinks that it won't kill, but it does kill him, and bye-bye Zapdos, you were one annoying Pokemon. Goes into Superior, and here I could have honestly stayed in and go for like a Head Smash or something like that, but I wasn't sure. I'll definitely live because I have 30, but I wasn't sure that Head Smash would do much. So I decided to do the safe thing and switch into Dragalge since I could do the same thing. He goes to Glare on my Dragalge just to have him paralyzed. I switch him back in Dolphin expecting him to switch back into Chansey, but nope. He goes into his Seismic Toe, so he switches his move to Skull, so that's fairly interesting. As here, he expected me to go for second anyway. So here I go into Dolphin expecting him to switch, but he goes for Toxic, so he really wanted Toxic on my Slowbro. He decides to switch out as I just go for a big Earthquake, man. That's a big Earthquake. I don't know why he switched out. But here I'm going to go back to Slowbro as he just gets rid of his Rock, so I should just stay in and just go Earthquake. But no matter, I'm going to Sidekick and income Chansey. He goes to Seismic Toss. I just want to gauge what he's going to do, so I'm going to go for another Sidekick. Here I expect him to recover, but he goes into Superior, so he's a really good predictor. I just go back to Dragalge because I know I can take anything, even +2 Leaf Storm. Look at that. That did only 9%, man. So he's going to switch out as I just go for Slug Wave, hoping to get some poison. I do get poison on his Chansey, so that really helps. As I go back, I go into Slowbro here. I felt like he's going to eventually have to switch because of the poison, so he was my perfect time to just do whatever. But I do go for a strong incoming Superior, and that burns him, so that's good chip damage, but I wish I had switched up the move to 5 less. He goes in Synthesis again, gets full life basically, so at this point I didn't want him to set up my Registeel because my Registeel can't do anything, especially since he has Synthesis. He decided to switch out. I go for that big ballsy move of Focus Blast, and I know he's going to lose or softball back up. Here he goes in Superior, and I just go for knockoff, and that does absolutely nothing. Here I go back to Dragalge. as he just goes for Synthesis. He goes into Chancellor. I switch it back into Donphin here. Here he goes into Superior. I just go for Head Smash. I get that crit, so that's very unfortunate. I feel like that super mattered because he would have been like half, and then he would have just Synthesis because there's no way I could have done anything to him. But that Head Smash crit really helped. The burn just takes him out. So he didn't even have a chance to switch. Here he goes into Seismic Toast. It was really opening up for me to win now. As he just goes for Skull, I go for Psycho on T-Train. He just really want to get Toxic, so I know that, so I'm just going to hit him with a Skull. As his Heat-Train dies, he goes into Chansey. I go into Manabuzz. As he goes for Seismic Toss, takes some chip damage. I'm going to go for Defog, yeah, because I didn't want that. As he just goes for T-Wave. He goes for Thought Ball, and just go for Foul Play. He goes for Healing Wish, which is very surprising. I have to just go for Roost. He Healing Wish his Mawile, so right here was very threatening because he just goes for Play Rough, 92%. Just kind of bank on sacking my Mons at this point because I got him down to half at least. And then I go to Register as he just switches into Seismic Toad, knowing that I'm going to go for T-Wave. Good for him, as I'm just going to Slow Ball as he just goes for EQ. At this point, I think I just go for the Z move here after Trick Room because he could just switch into Mawile, but I'm pretty sure he did not expect that. That actually knocks him out. He thought he could live it. He got going to Dragalge since I'm slow because of Paralyze. But he goes to Sucker Punch. Here I'm playing Mind Tricks with him because I'm going to go for a Seismic Toad. I know he's going to go for a move. Here I'm just going to go for the T-Wave because I know he's going to go for Q1 Sucker Punch. And at this point, it's just a mind game thing because and then I eventually just go for Seismic Toad thinking that he's going to actually eventually get tired and yeah. So he said he played trash, but I said nah, he didn't because I hacked him. But nonetheless, I did have Donphin to Ice Shot him even if my Rich still dies. But basically, that's still the game. So GG to you, my guy. I know you're a good player. Doesn't take anything away from you guys. But the next opponent would be, this is my third round, so the third round, let's just get to it. It goes by name of Migraine. So I have a migraine just from recording this because it's just so many battles. But let's keep going. Helio, Greninja, Leo, Registeel. I stick with the same team. I can't switch it up with the ANC. Go for Seismic Toad on hitting, coming, Garchomp. And then I go to Manabuzz, trying to default all that way, but he goes for the Continental Crush and knocks me out. Oh no, he doesn't knock me out. So yeah, because he's not stabbed. So I'm able to default all that, and he had to, of course, go for Rocks. Here, I keep going to Skull because I want him to think that I don't want to waste. Like I said, I'm gonna pause here because I didn't want to waste my Z move. I didn't want him to know that I have Z move. So if I keep going for Skull, it's gonna make him think that I don't have anything. So I think next turn I go for Z move as he just go for Toxic, expecting me to switch out, but I go for it. So it was really looking good at this point because I knock out his Toxic play early on, so I thought that I had this game. Well, I'm speaking ahead of myself, but he goes to a 200 pump, and honestly, at this point right here, I should not have let him get the Battle Bond because I didn't know how powerful a Battle Bond specs Hydro Pump is, and as you see, I just let him die, and I shouldn't have done that because I had a Slowbone who can basically take it. So I go into Slowbone now here, and unfortunately I do miss the Fire Blast here, so that's another thing. He goes for Leech Seed, I have to go for Fire Blast here, and he's able to recover a decent amount. I will go to Hydreigon. He expects me to switch out, so good for him. He decided to double switch into Donphin as he just protects. Go for knockoff here on his incoming top Bulu, and his choice band is, so I was like, alright, that's good. Now he won't really serve a big threat. He does go for Wood Hammer, does big damage. But here, what do I do? Go for Hydreigon here, and he goes for a Tornadus, and I just go for the safe Flash Cannon. And he goes for U-turn, goes into Celestia, and I go for Dark Pulse, 2 Dark Pulse, and then he goes for Leech Seed. Stab me, he doesn't know anything, he's gonna go protect, but no, he actually predicts that, goes for Heavy Slam. here he goes to Leech Seed. I do just go for 5 Blast, hopefully knock him out, but Celestia is just living. Here I was expecting him to overpredict me, so I go for 5 Blast, but he overpredicts me, so good for him. And I just die like that, so it was really pathetic. Here he goes for Leech, and then he's like, oh yeah, Dynasty exists, but the thing about Dynasty is that I can't really do anything to his Greninja. So basically, I lost. I just said GG because I just knew I lost. But I'm gonna play through as I go ahead and trigger on. He just protects, and I just go Draco, expecting him to switch into his into his Tornadoes. I go in Dynasty here. I'm just gonna make an evolution, go for Diamond Storm, knock him out. He goes into Greninja. He could just go for a safe whatever, but he decides to knock me out. And then like basically all his Hydro comp missed, and then he had to make the snotty counter thing so if he could, like, it matters. But yeah, that's funny. So I said haha. But anyways, looking back, honestly, I shouldn't have let Greninja get the Battle Bond because Hydro Pump is just doing too much damage. I should switch into my Slowbro. I would have been able to take it relatively well. Another thing that I do want to make is I wish the 5 Blast hit because the Celestia wouldn't pose much of a problem with Leech Seed. And then if I had taken, like, say if I had taken Greninja out, then it would have been beautiful because that way Dynasty could take out his Tornadoes, his Garchomp, which is 66%, and his Tapu Bulu. And yeah, Dynasty would have just cleared those 3 months out. So unfortunately, I did lose this game. I could have moved on to round 4, which would have been spectacular because who doesn't want to move on to the end? But anyways, that will conclude my week 2. We're gonna move on to week 3. This will be the last game. I believe switch sides, and it's just yeah. So just this is such a new team. I decided to go with hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna end it here because for week 3 there's 3 more games. I think 3 or 4 more games. So that's gonna take an entire video to do. So I might actually just do it tomorrow and then upload it for tomorrow or Wednesday even. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to keep this consistent. So for Wednesday, I do I could either have you guys ask me questions in the comment section below, or follow me on my social media platform, and you can let me know if there's anything personal you want to ask me. If not, for Wednesday I'm just gonna upload my week 3 of the tournament, and then followed by Friday, which I'm planning to do a recommendation. So Pokemon a day, and if I don't have a recommendation, I can just select one from the random Pokemon generator. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next vid. Peace.